You said Indians stink, right? So I stink.
There's a high likelihood you probably didn't put on deodorant today. Yes.
Okay.
Would you trust like a woman to be your pilot, like on a plane?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Do you think
dude,
they're
I don't
like-
even trust women to be my Uber driver. If I order Uber and I see a female, dude, I cancel.
I don't really get what the purpose of doing the Nazi salute is. Like, it's kind of like, as a Jew standing here, like, coming to talk to you, like, you say you're peaceful and stuff like that, but I really don't get the purpose of it.
If you woke up tomorrow and you became a woman, what's the first thing you're doing?
Damn, bro, that would suck. What's up, guys? How are y'all doing, man? It is cold as fuck up here. You guys are crazy for being here, man. Reminds me exactly why I left New England. But yeah, guys, the topic is we're talking about, honestly, I know the sign says something about these trannies, but that's not really, well, I mean, that's one of the topics we could talk about. But it could be anything, really. We could. Here's a couple of my worldviews, and you guys can, anyone is welcome to come up and either add to it, disagree with it, whatever it may be. Free speech is the reason why we're better than all these other gay-ass countries. So, number one, women are stupid. Number two, Jews have way too much fucking power in America, and we need to curb that. Number three, black people commit too much goddamn crime, given the fact that they're only about 6% of the population when you account for the males. What else? 4, ICE is doing nothing wrong, and we need to deport these people and send them all back. 5, trannies are mentally ill. Let's see here. What else? Oh, yeah, and 6, Indians stink. So yeah, if anybody has anything, whether they agree, disagree, want to add to it, or disagree with it, those are some of my worldviews. And, yeah. Oh, and it wasn't 6 million, by the way, either. 271K at best. So, yeah. Anyone want to come up? Come on up. Come on up. Yeah, we got some OSS guys. Hey, shout out to all you guys. Yes, let's go.
How you doing?
Oh, what's up, man? How are you?
So, you said Indians stink, right? So I stink.
There's a high likelihood you probably didn't put on deodorant today. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have a problem. I don't consider myself a liberal. I believe in things like free markets and things like that. Would
Sure.
you consider yourself like a man of ethics? Like, you have an ethical code that you abide by, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, bro code,
No, I mean, like, you talk a lot about the atrocities in Gaza and things of that nature. So you have an ethical code, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So my thing here is, I think, because of social media, because of this thing, you have a huge class of just lonely, depressed men out there, basement dwelling, Redditors. You get the picture, right? And, I believe in free markets. There is profit to be made here, right? You go on social media, you engagement farm, you get a bunch of people on your side. But I'm saying, if you stick to an ethical code, I still do believe that there is such thing as, there is a manliness problem. Yes. Do I think men should pay for a woman's meal, all those kinds of things? Of course. But, why don't we look towards the actual definition of manliness? Why don't we look towards greats like Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius? He began every day by meditating. Why don't we look at Buddha, who, came up with this idea of taking accountability for yourself, right? So whether or not you believe Jews control the world or women should be eradicated or whatever you believe.
Well, I never said that. Hold on.
I know you never said that. I'm sorry. I'm slipping up with my words. But I'm just saying, regardless of what you believe, don't you think we as men should say, no, it is within my control? Something so great about this country that most of the millionaires in this country are self-made. So my question is, it's like you're funding, this theory that a lot of males subscribe to, putting blame on other things. And I'm not here to debate whether or not that's true. I'm just saying we as men should take accountability for our own actions.
Yeah, so when it comes to the problems that, face men, it's not about blaming other things. It's about identifying problems so that you can deal with it properly, right? So when it comes to male authority like you're discussing here, I'm all for that. I actually don't think women should work. I think men should be focusing on having families, being the breadwinners, taking care of the woman. She focuses on the children. However, we need to be able to identify the problems and the obstacles that keep men from doing that. And one of the big ones is feminism, which was a huge lie. And the problem is that men are held to a standard where they're expected to be chivalrous, they're expected to be the authority, the protectors and providers, but these bitches don't want to make sandwiches. And it's fucking ridiculous. Because you can't give someone authority, right? Well, you can't give someone responsibility without that said authority. So my problem is that not necessarily that men need to man up, which they do. I say this all the time on my show. Guys need to stop being bums and fat and losers and stop being, they need to start being competent. But the reality is that most women simply don't respect most men, and women are taught to do whatever they want to do and not respect the male's authority, but he's still held to a standard versus she isn't. So in other words, he's expected to be a gentleman and do his part as a guy. She's not expected to be a lady. And I'm here to identify and tell guys, look, your job is to be the protector and provider, but you can't do that for every single woman, especially a woman that thinks that she's equal to you or within the confinements of an egalitarian relationship. Because the issue is that most women want equality, right? But they still want you to be better than them in every single other way. They want you to be taller, make more money, have more status, etc. But then they don't want to listen to you when you say, make me a sandwich. That's a problem. So it's one or the other. You want me to be the protector provider? You got to follow what I say. But a lot of women don't want to do that.
Right, but there's a difference between identifying a problem and thinking about things that are within your control, right? So, like I said, the Buddha he nonstop talk about that. I mean, you look at statistics all over the world, who are the happiest people? It's not the people on social media. It's not the people who are making Jewish conspiracy theories or whatever the case is. It's the people who are only focused on what they can control. And I think your rhetoric is, okay, yeah, women are a problem, women are to blame, but most of your audience,
well,
the
feminism
people,
is one of the main problems.
Sure, feminism, whatever, but I'm saying the most people who are on your Rumble, watching and just spamming W's, they're the one, how can you identify a problem, fix a problem of feminism when you yourself are a basement-dwelling, kind of low-life bum who doesn't really contribute anything to the economy?
Well, no, that's a good question. That's precisely why I do my Money Monday shows. That's why I do my Womanizer Wednesday shows. That's why we do call-ins where people can ask questions, because it's not enough to just identify the problem. We also teach guys this is how you make money. This is how you invest in real estate. This is how you invest in crypto. This is how you invest in index funds in the stock market. So we don't just identify the problem, but we give solutions to said problem. Because I agree with you. Just sitting there complaining and screaming at the clouds like, oh my God, bitches
but
are
stupid. Isn't that what your platform is? It's like, I go on your Twitter and it's nothing but just that. Like, I get it. Like,
making fun of Jews on Twitter?
Yeah, or
that's
whatever.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I understand it's hilarious and it makes you a lot of money, but I'm saying from an
Actually, I'm demonetized on Twitter.
Okay, it doesn't matter. There's money, there's revenue coming in. So I'm saying from an ethical standpoint, I understand there's profit to be made. Trust me, I love free markets. But I'm just saying, like, from an ethical standard, you're the one who's calling out the atrocities in Gaza, but you're mobilizing a community of people who are kind of just down on their luck. They have nobody but to blame but themselves, and there's just zero accountability. I think that's a huge problem in America. There is zero accountability in men.
If you watch my content, not just the ones where I have girls on or me talk the political stuff, I tell guys all the time, you got to get in the gym, you got to be competent, you got to stop being a loser, stop crying, stop complaining. Well, I'm actually way harsher on men than I am on women, especially when I do my call-in show and they say, hey, this is where I'm at.
But then how come your poster is not men need to take accountability instead of transgenderism mental awareness, right? You're appealing to these dog whistles. Like, I'm supposed to be here, right? You're supposed to say, oh, there's a high probability I didn't put on deodorant. Like, you know what I'm saying? For you...
Kind of high, yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny and it gets engagement. For you, I'm supposed to make a scene. I'm supposed to get all mad and get on my high horse so there's engagement to be made. But I'm not doing that, right? I'm presenting you an argument, and you kind of deflect here. You're deflecting.
No, I'm not deflecting. It's that you're just speaking from a position where you're not totally aware of, the type of content I make. You're saying, hey, look, why don't you put more accountability on guys? And I'm here to tell you I do. Literally, I do. We just did a Money Monday the other day talking about how to pull your budget and make money and keep from being a brokey. And we literally did a whole show on that. Spent like almost 2 hours. It's just that stuff doesn't go viral, right? Like all my self-help stuff doesn't go viral. It's me talking about other things that go viral, but I absolutely do present all that other stuff because I agree with you. Identifying the problem simply isn't good enough. You must come up with solutions, but the problem is that solutions don't go viral.
But
I make a lot of different content. I do true crime, geopolitical stuff, everything, but the stuff that goes viral is the cultural stuff, unfortunately.
But what would you say about, statistically, people who exhibit levels of prejudice, people who are hateful people, 10 on average to have lower IQs? Do you factor that into your assessment of anything?
I'm a bit confused. You're saying so people that are prejudiced have higher IQs?
Lower IQs. They tend to have lower IQs.
I mean...
do you think it makes any of your fans money by going around and claiming dancing Israelis when most of us were born past 2001, the war in Iraq is kind of over, and all these sort of things? It's like, it's just...
Oh, you really don't watch my content. Yeah, dude.
Of course, I don't watch your content because I wake up in the morning, I do my work.
No, that's fine.
I
That's
go
fine.
To class,
but the
I
thing
take
is like
notes.
I just love how you're like making all these like assumptions and you're totally wrong. That's actually the contrary. I tell people all the time, hide your power level. Don't talk about this shit when you're at school. Don't talk about this shit when you're at work. Don't mention anything when it comes to dealing with women or Jews or anything, because I don't want people to get in trouble for this stuff, right? It's cost me millions of dollars.
But
talking about these
how
topics.
does me
So I don't want
believing
people
that
getting in
Jews
trouble.
control the world, how does that help me with my goal? How does that?
Well, you need to understand the power structure of the United States. If you don't understand who rules over you, then how are you going to figure out how to get power? Like, it's very important to understand who runs our government, how they run it, why they do the things that they do. And it's only probably within the last 2 years or so that people have woken up to Jewish power and Jewish supremacy in the United States, where it's getting us involved in a genocide that's been documented in 4K. I've been talking about this stuff before Gaza, right? But obviously that got me demonetized and created a whole bunch of problems. But it's good now that people are finally seeing where our tax dollars are going, and they're seeing how it's manifesting, and it's manifesting in bombs over kids. So that's why I think it's important for people to understand, because if we want to change the structure, we need to identify the problems with the structure and then put those people in positions of power. But they're not going to get those positions of power if they're running around saying, it's the Jews. Like, no, we got to hide our power levels, acquire power, and then take our country back.
All right, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I really wish that you could just level with me, kind of put down the character, and actually understand what goes into it. Because
yeah, I'm the same guy on and off camera, man. I don't know what really to say here. Like, it is what it is. I just don't.
no, but I'm saying it's just like a politician. There's a profit incentive to be made. You have a large fan base of people. They're on their Discords.
If my goal was to make money, this is the stupidest way to make money, by the way.
I don't think so. You're
It's
making
absolutely
great money.
the dumbest way to make money. But dude, if
And
I
it's
want to
not
make
just money that's
I would be a
motivating you.
progressive.
It's
If
not
I
money
wanted to
that's
make
just-
money, I would be a progressive. I would, talk about feminism being great. I'd be taking a leftist approach to anything, because the problem is that when you're a conservative, especially someone like me, you get banned, you get censored, you get, demonetized. So, I truly do believe this because I've lost millions of dollars doing it, and that.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever it is, it could be money or fame. But like I said, like, for example, Hakeem Jeffries came here last semester. The only people in his audience were just well-to-do white people. You have a very, very potent and concentrate, fan base that is willing to ride or die for you. That's really powerful.
Yeah, because we're all tired of the faggotry. That's why. Like, we're literally tired of the faggotry. Like right now, like I'll be honest, like right now you're trying to tone police or whatever. This is precisely what I'm rebelling against. Like this whole, shouldn't men take more accountability? Well, isn't it kind of retarded to talk about the dancing Israelis? Oh, well, isn't it like
I'm just saying it's a waste of time. I'm just saying it's a waste of time.
Yeah, well, I would beg to differ.
Because I think about every morning what is in my control, and what is in my control: going to class, making money, taking care of my family, those sorts of things, right?
Sure.
I'm not going to gain any profit. I'm not going to gain any like enlightenment or anything like that if I'm on my Twitter just looking at a bunch of like Jewish conspiracy theories. That's my
Well, not really conspiracy theories. They're true.
Okay, but I'm telling you,
like they're 100%
my
true.
argument is, if I don't really care if or not it's true, that's not my argument. I'm just saying it's just a waste of time. And if you want to maximize your time, I think it's more important to wake up in the morning, stay disciplined.
acquiring knowledge on female nature and how to navigate the dating marketplace so that you can pick the appropriate wife so she doesn't ruin your life is a waste of time. Figuring out how the United States is run and who actually funds it and who's behind everything is a waste of time. I would disagree. I think that's extremely important and pertinent to people, especially young men, who constantly get lied about how the world really works.
All right, then I guess we get to agree to disagree. But I really appreciate you
No
talking
worries.
to me.
Yeah, no
You
problem,
have a
man.
good rest of your day.
You too, man. Take it easy. Who's up next? Yo.
Hey, how are you, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. I am just like coming across you right now, so I don't really know a lot about you. Is this partially joking around, or are you serious about all the claims that you've made?
Which one in particular?
Like you said earlier that like women are stupid.
Yes, they are.
You're serious about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have women in your life?
Of course.
Yeah. Well, I do too. No, like I have a mom. I have a beautiful mother, right? And she's extremely intelligent. She's smarter than I am. I grew up in a large family, and I had two sisters, and both of them are extremely intelligent, smarter than I am, right? I have younger sister who is studying like biochem at University of Tampa and doing extremely well with that. So how can you make this broad generalizing statement that women are stupid? Like, are you not talking, like, help me to understand.
Yeah, so like when I say that, what I'm talking about is like feminism was a lie.
Yeah.
And a lot of women are stupid for buying into it because it creates a lot of problems.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you agree, like, for example, I'll just give an example of a lie that men have bought into, right?
Sure.
Like, I think pornography is a lie that men have bought into, right?
I agree. I think pornography is very bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. And a lot of guys use it, and they use it a tremendous amount. From your logic, I could say that men are stupid, men are retarded. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, absolutely. I would argue that most dudes are retarded, but here's the difference.
Yeah.
Men get told that they're stupid, women don't. As a matter of fact,
That's
the fact
not
that you're even up here talking to me right now and you're so triggered by it proves my point that women never get told that they're stupid.
Yeah.
Because you felt the need to come up and defend it because that's how rare it is to hear from a guy saying, yeah, women are retards.
No. I do think I do feel like a desire to defend that, and I don't know.
But that's what I'm trying to explain to you is that because you said, oh, well, men are stupid too, right? And I was like, yes, but the difference is no one gives a shit if I say men are retarded. People only care when I say women are retarded.
Yeah.
So much so that you came up to defend them.
No, I don't know.
And not just you, many other people too, of course.
You and I have extremely different experiences. I've had experiences with women, my friends, my sisters, my mom, where we're able to have conversations, and I'd like to believe that I can point out some of the bullshit that they're on, and they can point out a lot of the bullshit that I'm on, right? I mean, men and women, we're different, and that means we have to talk to each other in different ways to some degree, right?
Yeah, men are superior.
No, dude. I mean, I think we're equal.
They're not? We're equal?
I think we're equal in worth and value, right? I'm not saying that we're the same in every single way, but the worth and value that a man has is exactly the same as the worth and the value that a woman has.
Now, when it comes to like a human dignity standpoint, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
What other
but when it
standpoint
comes to adding value to society, it's us 1,000%.
Well, it depends, like, what do you mean by value? Because if it wasn't for women, I mean, human beings wouldn't exist.
Well, they need a man to do that too. But
Well,
yeah. So
no, 100%.
And that's another common misconception that because we pedestalize women way too much.
I disagree.
Like the reality is that outside of sex and having children, like women are effectively useless for society. Let's be very honest here.
No,
right?
that's evil, man. Come
No,
on.
I'm being honest here because okay, let's look around here. The cameras, the lights, all these different structures that are built. Men built all of that. Women don't build anything. They just move in.
I don't.
And
think
this is
that
like
we know
considered
that.
like a very taboo thing to kind of understand that men are superior to women in almost every way. And we have to be because men have to add value to society. Women don't.
Look, you and I must have different experiences because I have professors at this school who have made a tremendous impact on me. I've had teachers who have taught me so much. I have sisters in my church.
Yeah, that's a part of the problem. Women control academia, and that's why it's getting cucked.
Okay, bud. I mean, I don't know. I've just had a lot of great people in my life who have played a tremendous amount of influence, and some of that's my mom, and my mom did a great job.
Look, I'm not saying all women are retards. There's some brilliant women out there, but for the most part, most of them are retards. Just like with men, most of them are retards.
Most of us are retards. Okay.
Yeah, people in general.
Look, I'll agree with women are stupid only if we all agree that human beings in general are stupid.
Of course, but the difference is that with women, we don't call out their stupidity.
I disagree.
Because we're always trying to fuck them, so we don't tell them what it really is.
Okay.
Every single one of you guys in here knows a dumb bitch that you're like, damn, this chick is annoying, but I'm trying to get laid.
I know a lot of dumb.
Let's be honest, bro. Every single one of you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I know a lot of.
Come on, man. You're like, how the fuck did this bitch get in here?
I know a lot of dumb
guys.
What the hell? Too. Oh yeah. I mean, look, you and I strongly disagree on that, and also.
Bro has his girl in this fucking stance right now. That's why he's saying all this.
Yeah.
Defend you, my lady.
Yeah. And my second question was about the 6 million statement. Do you truly believe that it wasn't 6 million Jews who died in the Holocaust, or were you joking around?
Wait, you think 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust?
I think so, yes. I mean,
fuck no, bro.
I mean, you guys can laugh at me, but I mean that's true. That's a fact. That's history, man.
No, bro.
6 million people died.
Dude. Yeah. So here's the thing. Let me just kind of go through this like it's in a simple fashion. Do you believe that Israel committed a genocide?
I'm honestly not super informed about it. I'm aware.
That's fine.
I'm aware that the UN says that they have, right?
Fair.
Yeah.
Every genocide expert, every scholar, pretty much has come out and said that what Israel did in Gaza is textbook definition of genocide, right? Mm-hmm. But you got Benjamin Netanyahu, all the Israeli, government officials, all their Hezbollah agents on social media saying it's not a genocide. They're denying a genocide. Meanwhile, we saw what they did in literally 4K, blowing up buildings, killing kids, destroying 90% of the structure, etc., right? And they deny it being a genocide. So if they have the capacity to lie to us with 4K evidence, what doesn't lead us to believe? Why would they not lie about a historical event that they've been able to draw their victimhood from almost 100 years ago, where there's very little documentation on it? If they would lie about a genocide in 4K, what tells you they wouldn't lie about the numbers from the 1940s, right? Or the 1930s? So my thing is, look, I'm not saying the Holocaust didn't happen. I'm not one of those guys. But what I am saying is I think the facts surrounding it and the numbers are a bit inflated to push out a certain narrative that allows them to draw victimhood from. And then on top of that, keep in mind there's an entire economic structure built around the Holocaust, whether it's the museums, it's the Hollywood, it's the textbooks, etc., so the memoirs. So there's just a lot of inconsistencies with the official narrative. Look, World War II was a terrible time. Millions of people died. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But I definitely have questions about the official narrative that we got told about the Holocaust, with that particular number of 6 million Jews being killed. Many people died during that time. But we only tend to pay attention to that. And they always use that as their excuse when they make their arguments. Oy vey, the Holocaust, oh, never again. You know, as they're bombing and killing kids all across the Middle East.
Yeah, man. I think you just pointed at what's going on in Israel, which I have like I don't really know anything about it. I'm very little support for. I have no support for it at all. I don't know.
Sure.
That has nothing to do with the Holocaust, dude.
It actually does quite a bit.
You just
Their entire victim narrative is propped up on the Holocaust, so they need to maintain that narrative.
Dude, I look. You know a lot more about this than I did.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure 6 million people died. And
Put it this way, bro. There weren't enough ovens for the cookies. I'll put it that way.
Dude, I mean, the cookies are human people. The cookies are human people, and
I'm not doubting that, but I'm just saying there weren't enough ovens.
You're making a joke about whether it be 270,000 Jews who died or 6 million people.
Yeah, it's an atrocity no matter what.
You call them cookies.
Yeah, there weren't enough. The Cookie Monster definitely didn't have enough ovens for the event. Definitely not.
This is God bless you, sir, and God bless everyone here. This is evil. This is really evil.
Now this is evil. Telling the truth is evil now.
100% it is. Thank you for speaking with me, though.
Yeah, no worries. Who's up next?